We have established a town, a community, a city, and a high fire-prone environment. From an oak woodland that burns really hot, really fast, to a mixed conifer ecosystem. Like, the elevation changes really quick, especially going up the hill.
Our forests in this area are super in need of a lot of help and work, and it's going to be generations of work to get these forests back in shape and safe again. The Greater Valley Conservation Corps, it's a local conservation corps. It's actually very cool because it's one of 14 local conservation corps in the state of California, and it's the only one in the entire state that's operated by a county office of education. What we do is we take 18 to 26-year-olds, and it's a job training program. We work with education, job skills, life skills, and bring them up to their potential, what they can be. Up in Sonora, my Corps members work on fuel reduction projects. Currently, we're working at Somerville High School, where we're creating a giant shaded fuel break for the community so that if there's a catastrophic wildfire, there will be a place for the community to shelter in place. We work with schools, we work with the Firewise communities, we work with CAL FIRE, we work with the local tribes. All these different organizations in the community all have a stake in the forests and the land around us. And so we work with those partners to come up with the areas we're going to treat, how we're going to treat them, and what's going to be done with the material that we create.
For me, it's really fulfilling, and it gives me a good happy feeling inside when we get done treating an area, reducing the fuel load in there, and I can look back at it and see that it is not only fire safe, but it's still an environment that can support wildlife.
CAL FIRE doesn't have as much time and resources available for the amount of work that needs to be done. And without programs like Greater Valley Conservation Corps, we wouldn't be able to hit target goals for life protection in areas where we know we would have a significant challenge fighting a wildfire. The work that they do helps protect us, and we couldn't do our job safely without some assistance from programs like GVCC.
Greater Valley Conservation Corps got involved in the Miramonte Ponderosa Shaded Fuel Break. It is a 1.9-mile shaded fuel break.
We ended up cutting out that west side trail to make that break effective. And then we started on that Miramonte fuel reduction project for the communities. If you take that road, it's kind of a one-way road. There's a lot of switchbacks. You can't really see well. And then we worked on some homeowners' property, cutting up some brush and taking out heavy time lag fuels for them too.
The fire was reported on August 8th at about 10:45 or so in the evening, and by midnight the evacuation warnings had been changed to evacuation orders, so that's when imminent life threat is occurring during a fire.
I didn't look at anything but what we had to wear, because that's how frightening I was. I was frightened.
A neighbor from up at the top of the hill came beating on our door at 11:40 at night. Pounded the dickens out of the door, and I said, what in the world's going on? Because we were in bed asleep.
Yeah, we didn't know the fire was even on. We didn't know yet.
And she said, get out, the canyon's on fire.
Now that we have gone through this, I think people are realizing how valuable it is to be a Firewise community. And when one person takes care of their property, it's taking care of the whole.
The canyon fire, when it happened, everything worked the way it was supposed to. The fuel break was put in the right spot. The work was done. The collaboration between the different agencies worked seamlessly. With the Greater Valley Conservation Corps completing that work, that was the biggest linchpin in the whole operation as far as the prevention of that being a lot worse.
Knowing that what me and all of my fellow Corps members had done was such a high impact, and because of that, The town didn't get leveled. The canyon is still there. Most of the trees are still there. Most of the bushes are still there. It was a relatively healthy fire that burned through, and in large part was because of the work that all of us as GVCC did together on that project.
I hope the Corps members take away how important the every day their job is when they're going out on these sites. It's not just a job. It's not just a paycheck. It's not just learning a skill or practicing something. It's actually making a difference for their communities, for themselves, and for the whole environment out here. We're making the forest healthier, we're making the community safer, and they're learning stuff. And hopefully they take that on wherever they go in their lives and their careers, is that the work that they do matters. And it matters not just to them, but it matters to their community. It matters to the folks around them too.